and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Song 6 as the Garthimi here. We gotta get 500 more people into the city, and I don't just want to bring 500 people in the city to bring 500 people in the city. So we're trying to make them productive. So we're working on weavers here so we can make more cloth. And honestly, that should probably be making enough cloth. We can probably get a couple more embassies going with that. Probably get the rest of the clothing off of leather consumption, so we can focus the leather purely into making armor. Probably start making more spears. Something else we can do. That's wood and stone, because we have makeshift weapons. So we can get our guys equipped with high quality spears. Let's get things on pause. Let's get some time advancing. With the weaver here complete. Once the weaver's done, I'll probably get 2 more things of embassies in. I can get 1 in there. I'm not so sure if I can get 1 in that spot over there. Pretty much got everything there to get the weaver done, so that's going to be done shortly. That's actually going to eat most of the remaining odd jobbers, so that probably means I want to bring, if I'm going to operate 2 more embassies, like another 50 people to work the embassies. So let's set you to that number. That was 50 more in. And we'll start copying at least the first embassy. How well do you fit in the hole? Yes, you don't fit in that hole. You'll fit in that hole. A little tighter than I probably want, but I can work with that. Yeah, a little tighter than we want, but we can work with that. And 1 there. You know, vaguely fits there. Put it there. Get injured, seeking out hospitals. Something I'll need to evaluate if we've got enough hospital beds and enough physicians. I'm gonna worry about that right now. As city grows, we need more hospitals and such. I'm guessing one of the bolty crawlers up here finished. No. I feel more odd jobber short than I should be. Hey, we got enough food coming in. I think we'll just grab another 50 workers. You know, more embassy workers will help us with diplomacy. Out on the world map. Do I have enough graveyards? I could use graveyard over here, okay. Oh, that's what I'll use that open space for. That seems like a perfect good place to shove in a graveyard. Sure, we'll do that for the graveyard. Got active housing, got those. Oops, no, it's not quite done yet. Oh, it's done. So that'll be getting us more emissary points in, which will help us with trying to improve our diplomacy with the neighbors. If we get auto trade going again, that'll be nice, and I'll not have to be so generic. I can focus on more refining is probably a good way to think about it, instead of extraction for everything. Okay, for the moment we're up to 8 points of diplomacy, 10 as I'm just sitting here watching, so put another 10 in here. Waiting for your training to improve. Again, the other thing I can do, and I think the other thing we will do, we're now much happier on cloth. So let's swap the... Any tailors that can use cloth should use cloth now. Yeah. So you've got to use leather, so we leave you on leather. That's fine. We don't make enough leather armor to supply the army. Much less to improve the guardhouse, which is something we do probably want to do at some point. Weapon production. I would like to go max spears, if I can. So if we're going to do that, let's actually modify these units to say, hey, you can have all the spears that you want. So that means we actually need 2,000 spears and the production to support that. Of course, now that that's been assigned, I can see... What's that? I suppose we don't really need that many spears to maintain 2,000 spears. But yeah, the next thing we're going to build is we're going to build up some spear production. I think I'm going to try to build, like... 3 a day? Apparently, the carpenter doesn't need to be all that big for that, apparently. Where is the carpenter I have for that? It's one of the smaller ones. Yeah, that's you. I'm surprised I can get away with your being so small. That's with us being terrible at it, too. Okay. Okay. So we're going to overproduce spears, because we're going to make another one of these, and I'm going to swap the Russian type over. Let's mushroom down there. Let's put a forage order down there. Not that I need mushrooms. Do so again. I don't accidentally build over the top of them. It is so easy to do. So we're gonna make this carpenter our spear maker. We're gonna make this warehouse a spear warehouse. Thinking about that, I probably want another army supply depot. Suppose right there. I'll do it here instead. And then to make sure our troops get enough spears, because obviously there's going to be a spear shortage where they're getting up to their 2,000 spears, we're going to go buy 2,000 spears from one of the neighbors using our millions of denarii. It's going to be a manual trade, but I can do that. And I suppose we probably want another 50 people in to support that, so, and then probably thinking about more housing, actually. Yeah, probably more housing. Probably need a proper service plop down here. Let's actually just go about copy-pasting that then. I guess the way I copy and pasted that did not take the settings for you. That's somewhat upsetting. Oh, I only needed one of those set, right, anyway. So I don't actually need one of those, and the other one I need to... Can I do a copying? Never tried this before. If I copy a warehouse and flop it over the top of the warehouse, does it overwrite? The answer is probably no. No. Although, kind of do what I want. So delete the warehouse. I don't need you. Yeah. I'll actually do copy paste over the top of it. So now I can come down here, I can copy, shift copy you, because we want you as the recipes, and then we paste you over the top. So then they're gonna put the building back together, and then copy paste one of you to put over the other one. Oops. Actually, put something in those buildings. How are the services looking? Do I need them? Probably could go away without the stage. Hearth. Fine. The well's actually what we got down there. Questions, do I need markets? I'm going to continue expanding the population that way? Yes. And then there's no guard post. Oh, there is a guard post down there already. Okay. So the food bits want to be down there again. Okay. Food and markets want to be down there. There we go. Okay. And you obviously don't need that much stone. We're gonna put a bunch of stone in you, but you don't need that much. Don't need cloth, don't need cut, don't need herb. I'll put one thing of mushroom in you, just so we've got a place for the mushroom to be picked up by. You'll need a bunch of wood to support spear making. And then you're making spears. For the storage hub for the spears. So all the remaining space is spears. Let's back up a couple ticks on wood and stone, put that back to the spears. I guess a 4K storage on spears. And then we swap you to spears. Yeah, and the recipe for wood and stone is far less productive than the recipe for metal. But you know what we don't have right now? A reliable source of metal. So, stone it will be. We got plenty of stone. In fact, probably got too much stone. Okay. And now that we've got... Oh, I have 50 knowledge as well. Yeah, I'm probably going to think about Empire. So that's 150, 75, 225 to pick up Skilled Workforce 3. Tempting. Definitely do that if I just throw a bunch of people in the labs, or in the libraries. But first, international trade. Neighbors that we hope will one day like us. And to improve that, throw more emissary points in the problem. And then diplomacy. I want you to give me, assuming you have it available, 2,000 spears. I'll back offer because I've got this in the stockpile and I don't need it otherwise. 2,500 pots. 1,000 cut stone. And then we will barter to pay the rest with money. There we go. And we wait until the spears arrive and gets distributed to our army. And the city garrison probably wants expansion. So let's actually create a new unit for the city garrison. Train up another 200 recruits, please. That way we can keep the slaves submissive. And I probably want another 50 odd jobbers. Almost this isn't a problem, so we'll take another 50 in, and then I need to think probably about building more housing. Oh, and I should upgrade the fish stockpiles. You're my main fish stockpile. You've been upgraded. Okay. You're one of the secondary ones. You're upgraded. I probably actually do want another fish stockpile further along here. Grab another one. So... your fish one. You very much need to be less furniture at this point, because I've got other furniture warehouses. Redirect that to fish, and then we'll give you the... well, as soon as I have the furniture, which should be going up, so I can be patient. Game's really trying to make me patient here, but upgrade this so we have more fish storage. We'll see if I remember about it later. I'm gonna give up on it in a moment. And we're waiting for the spears. In theory, make enough spears to supply the army. So it's just getting the 2,000 or so to arm the army. The proverbial first time. Yeah, I've got plenty of warehouse space. Let's do a one-off trade. Again, I would like you to supply me with 2,000 of something. This time it's 2,000 furniture. And this time I'm just gonna give you money. Here, take money. Let's double check with housing. Is there any districts that are short on housing? Nope, no complaints. Although these baddie crawlers are now done, so we can get rid of the work sites. Yeah, we need to drag a little bit of moisture up here, which is going to be the canal here. And then you need a little bit of moisture. So we're going to culvert across. I think so. Remember, this is a canal for canal reasons. Go to there and see how that works. Assume I need a little bit, so I just do a stretch like so. And again, I think I have enough pump pressure to make that work. Yeah, we got 200, 300 spare pump pressure, so it'll be fine. There we go, 100% hydration there, 100% hydration there. I need like one or two more towels there. And of course, those need to get to full adulthood. Those are all children at this point. No adults in those fields. Oh, those would be in the 170s. Okay, looks like we got the warehouse capacity for you to be upgraded. More fish storage, good to see. And then you're okay. Spears have arrived, which probably means they've been shipped. So the army is probably well equipped with spears now. Army number 1, you have your 2,000 and something spears. A long stick with a pointy edge. Does not deal a lot of damage, but it increases defense in the front and well-organized formation. Its length makes it unsuited for mounted combat, but for us, this works well. We got pointy sticks. Okay. With that, I think we go on the offensive. Lay siege to the neighbors. We try out the pointy sticks. They are still willing to face us in the field of battle. It is 400 versus 392. We obviously will command instead of taking auto-resolve here. Although you can see how much the equipment has improved the odds. Auto-resolve, I find, tends to really dislike you. And even with increasing the spears by a factor of 5. We went from, like, we do, like, no catalyst to we're almost getting half of them. And this isn't the auto-resolve which hates you. So this is in the right step, the right direction. We still take command here. There's the enemy force, and this is our force. Close formation. This might actually be a fight where it's just going to be a face-on-face brawl. Five ranks deep. Okay, it looks like the formation is wide enough that we will probably have to take this attack. Oh. Sorry, Space Guest, for not responding to your chat earlier, because I assume the WB means welcome back, and you probably dropped that a little bit after I started streaming again, which would have been, or started recording again, which was about 20 minutes ago. No problem. Oh, you didn't have a problem with me being slow to respond, which is what you're saying, but it's cool, dude. Okay. About to receive the enemy charge. The floor formation up a little bit. First enemy hits our formation. And I guess the spears did pretty good defense there. A lot of them fell over instead of our guys falling over. Shock of the charge. There's not a lot of tactic going on in this fight. We've got a line and we're going to try to hold it. And there goes a unit on the enemy side breaking against the indomitable wall of our formation. That's what we want to see. We outnumbered them a little bit more, had another mobility unit. We could technically go around the flank, which would break them a lot quicker. Okay. So now there's one enemy unit intact. So we take advantage of that and attempt to go around and flank them. Get the last one to sort of surrender in mass. Oh, the last one's breaking even before we do that. So we lost 20 guys to get rid of 392. That was the benefit of increasing the weapon capability of our troops. We maxed out their spears, and spears plus training equaled a very effective stabby. 12 prisoners, 50. Okay, so I think we probably take these guys as prisoners. I think we've got enough to keep the slaves under control for the moment. And then we gotta lay a siege to the city. I'll probably get a little bit of garrison back before we get there. Yeah, they got up to 25. It's not gonna be worth taking it by storm. In fact, we're expected not to take it by storm. So we wait out the siege. Title unlocked. Granted by being harsh on conquered foes, slaves will be more easily controlled. So we've picked up the Merciless. So I suppose at this point, I could swap around and start being quite merciful if I wanted to be, but no, we're evil. We're playing this role-playing this one out as evil. So we're gonna be pretty merciless instead of merciful. Yeah. And we're making more spears, so the army will regenerate pretty quickly. Close is pretty happily positive, although probably not enough to clothe the country. We're mostly supplying the troops with that. Probably do need more clothes to actually clothe our people. Okay, so I can improve leather armor production. Now that we've moved most of the carpentry off, or most of the clothing off. So right now we're using 4 to get about a fourth of our leather. Oh, I'm thinking about it. I probably have a hunter that's still making meat, don't I? I do. That means you can also make leather. That gives us 56 leather made. We worked out that 4 is a fourth of what we had, so it's actually now an eighth of what we had. So I can make 4 times 8 is 32. So I can make clothier that's actually 32 large. Or leather armor maker that's 32 large. That would be good to do. Okay. Think about doing that down here. Although I probably will want more housing down here, which is why I'm doing the housing first. Mute my phone because someone decided to respond to text really late. Okay. Housing block there, and then I want to build a tailor. Ideally around a tailor that works 32 people. Actually, probably want another one of you. Be our leather maker, and then we'll see if we can get a clothier in here. Tailor. Let me see if I can remember what it's called. A tailor in here. That will employ 32 people. Okay, so this is the same design shape as the carpenter. So by doing that, I can basically nick the shape, and then I can fill out the interior. And then once you've got the first one designed like this, you can just copy and paste it. That's because the interior is basically going to be the same as the carpenter. Just going to have tailoring equipment instead of carpentry equipment in it. I'm missing a workbench. Well, I suppose if I only needed 32, I only need to be that big. Go for the full 36, which actually means oversupplying the building. Won't have to be supplying enough leather, but that's... I can work with that. It's not going to be the end of the world. There we go. And I think we'll bring another 50 people in. We're building another 80 housing, so. Obviously getting more leather armor will allow us to improve the army's equipment. And I suppose I can do basically the same thing. I could import leather armor, send it out to the troops, and then use what we're making in the city to do the maintenance. So, obviously, spears are out, armor is in, stone and wood is out, leather is in. Yep, okay. It's that simple. It's gonna take a little bit more time for the tailor to construct, but again, not too hard for that to be done. Oh, apparently over-consuming the fiber taxes. I could probably go out in the Empire and get us more fiber to tax. Fiber coming in taxes, but 60, so like 2 levels of fiber. 2 levels of fiber. How goes the siege? Not quite over. Got enough free workforce. You actually have some free workforce. Let's... Although you'd be a good place for gems. Probably take gems in from you. 1 level of gems there wouldn't be too bad. Okay. No space there. Using all of it there. Using all of it there. Using all of it there. This is actually where we're currently getting our fiber from. Although apparently with improvements to worker offices elsewhere... let's take the fiber up here. Take you from 3 to 4. Oh, apparently it's plus 120. Yeah, that's more than enough. Okay. You're looking good. You could be promoted. You could be promoted. You could be promoted. You're still recovering. Of course, the promotions are waiting for noble promotions. I need more noble promotions. Oh, I got 42 more emissary points. Let's continue to do more flattery. 43 more emissary points, please. Again, if we can get them to 1.5, then we can sign a trade deal with them. And we no longer have to manually trade everything. Oops, so we now have a bunch of tailors, although this is set wrong. This is on clothing. I want you on leather armor. In theory, that makes us 5 more leather armor. Which, if you compare that to what our troops are already consuming, should mean we have just about enough to supply the army the replacements for fully up armoring. So let's reach out to buy some leather armor. I would like to buy 2,000 suits of leather armor. Ooh, leather armor is a bit expensive. Leather armor is a bit expensive. At least from that. I think I'm still gonna do it, though. We're just gonna have to backfill with some other stuff. Do I have really thousands of ores to the ground? Apparently I do. So we could afford that. I guess I will run that. Yeah. Okay. And we bartered the... Oh, no. No cities. Guess I'm gonna have to manually put in the 2170000. Treasury will be empty for a bit, but armor for the troops, I think, is worth it. And then obviously go out to the troops. Sacrifice or slaves. We're not good people. We sacrifice slaves. Your subjects made their way to the nearest rift where they were faced with a challenge. Since no one actually knew what was down there, selecting the right ritual proved difficult. After some deliberation, they chose to conduct every single one. Even the most dim-witted slaves caught on by that point, but they were secured well. When the screams ceased to echo, the tremors stopped. Yes, we are not the good guys. Get our guys equipped with the newest fangled leather armor as the siege continues. Probably only got a day left in it, though, for that siege. One more to go. There we go. And again, we don't need that many prisoners, so loot, raise, occupy. There we go. And again, this is a situation where once the devastation goes away, this is a pretty good city location that we don't have the government to properly govern. It's an entirely different problem, but I'm gonna go north or west. I think we probably want to go west after the. Well, we'll wait until the army reinforces. So they gotta fortify for 3 days, and it's gonna take 3 days for the reinforcements to arrive. So we're gonna be there for 6 days. In the meantime, we need to build the city needs to be built bigger. We need another 218 people in the city at the next level. So I was gonna check to make sure we got no housing. I guess we built housing down there, but apparently we could do with more. That's a non-good area to get housing into. Okay. So need another block of housing down here. And then I think we start plowing over the city with the fungal highways. And I suppose, again, we're meeting most of our requirements. I could just let the 220-something people in. Be too hard. Green, green, green. Green there, green there. That's why we want to get trade set up. Same with that. Green. Theory's still green even after having it sent out to the army. Green. Green in the Civil War, which is really nice to see. Yeah, so other than metal, we're pretty good. Okay. In Asylum is 60 people. I see where it might be good to get some I need more workers. I need more. Let's do that. Let's grab a couple more housing blocks. Not gonna fit in there. Run those in there. That'll be enough housing. I can bring in 100 something more people, crank the library up, and then we can do the insane asylum. Same time, let's start improving roads. Longest highway time. The bridge, obviously. That bit get done already? Yeah, it got done already. Not that this way around apparently is not super heavily used, but get the highway improved or get the road improved nonetheless. And of course that eats lots of clay, but that's fine. We collect a bunch by taxing. So, that housing's in, so we've got housing for easily, say, another 100 people. So we're going to go up to 2500. And we're going to crank and max out the library here. The efficacy per research point is going to go down, because there's going to be a bunch of Garthimi coming in to backfill. Although, so it might not be Garthimi, it might be that it starts backfilling with the slaves, because the Garthimi are just so bad at this sort of research work. And give that a little bit of time, and we can set up the psychiatry. course, opening the main highway probably helps a lot with people moving about. The other main highway. Now they're buzzing about real quick on the roads. And of course, as we build that out, our road preference should improve. Here we can get up to about 80% for the main population group. And yeah, we got enough knowledge. Pick up psychology. This vaguely probably wants to be somewhere close to some ration making. Down here wouldn't be too bad. Put it in here. I'm not going to worry about the psychiatry not being round. We're just going to accept it as square. It's the insane asylum. No one wants to be the insane asylum. I'm also not too worried about maneuverability through the insane asylum because, again, people don't walk through these particularly fast anyway. Eight more, or just call that good? I think we'll call that good. I think that's big enough. Whoops. Anyway, that's technically a tesselatable, highly dense, highly packed shape for the insane asylum. Which is probably the reason I use it, to be fair. And like so, we just need to throw a couple doors on it, we're good to go. It'll treat 40 insane people, so it's going to take a while to work through the backlog, but I think 40 at a time is a good enough start. And then, while that's building, let's check to see if we got any obvious homelessness problems in the growing city. Looks like there isn't. And we're how many short? 120 short. Okay. I've got enough food that I could just let 150 more people in. That would be fine. In fact, we got that many aspiring immigrants right now, so let's just let them in. There we go. New level has been achieved. New level has been bestowed upon your name. Dakori Ray. 50 more innovation, 50 more knowledge, 8 more noble promotions. That is what we went to this level for, was the noble promotions. Although the knowledge, the innovation and the knowledge is not terrible. I'm not quite sure what I want to spend that innovation on. Probably food's tempting. Although, at the same time, we don't really need to import much. We're importing a bunch of food, right? So I don't, in tax form. We don't need that. And it's a little bit tempting to try to save up for that. Yeah, that's tempting. Let's grab the next skilled workforce and the organization. And I'll debate whether or not I want to go to 150. And then obviously right away, I think we're just going to take this first guy and we're going to promote him to max. And then I'm going to find another one of them. We're going to promote him again. We're going to spend 2 promotions right away. You're ready to march on the next target. 304, probably 304. What path are you going to use to take there? Yeah, I think that's acceptable. Region in trouble. Oh, because it's so big, it's apparently getting a health modifier. Fair enough. Well, that's one of the ones we're going to address right now. We can go straight to large town. We give it a well. That fixes the health problem. In theory, I just unlocked the next one. So if we could get it big enough to go to the next one, we should probably do so. Humidifier 3. Humidifier 3 makes it big enough to go to the next one. I might need the health at the next one. In the meantime, max the fishery. I'm going to come back here. I might want to make this a workers' guild. I might want to downgrade one of the old workers' guilds and make that the workers' guild. Depending upon availability of labor. So there's one of the workers' guilds. There's another one. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you actually make sense as a place because we've picked up enough here. Let's turn you down for a bit. Yeah, okay, so that takes us up to the one we can make the next size. That gives more workforce. So yeah, you're probably going to be one of the workers' guilds that we take to 4. So you're going to be 4. I think we want you to be 4. Means I need to take it away from someplace else to make space for other stuff. take it away from here for the moment. Although here is maybe a place I do want it. I just don't want it right now. The reason is because I think I want the workforce. And downgrade the fishery 1 stack. Yeah, I think we put it back. Technically, I think we're going to put it back here when we go up to the 2.4K city size. But right now, I've got the workforce here for you, so level 3. You'll be able to level up. You'll be able to do it when you level up. Maybe taking it away from you in the long run. No, probably taking it away from you in the long run, because you've got a good gem mine. I probably want to keep you for your gem mines. So it's probably coming from there. Okay. In the meantime, places need to level up, so you need to go up to 3. At 3, you can support humidifiers and the well and a growth. Get to the 1.2. And you're an okay place to get ore from. So let's start importing ore from you. And then we'll go up more, obviously, when we get the next city size there. And because I'm thinking I'm going to start contemplating making metal. So to do that, I need a place that's giving me ore and a place that's giving me fuel. Effectively. So this is going to be the one that gives fuel. Oh, this might be a place where we want to do a higher tier workers guild as well. Okay, so the bigger the city is, the more I want to saddle it with the workers guilds. Okay, so we're taking the workers guild away from here. Sorry, you're losing it from the moment. You'll probably get something else, honestly. And then we can give you the tier 3. Which is better for everywhere. And then, yeah. You're going to get the population growth to get up to the next tier. And we're going to give you coal. All the coal. So yeah, we're going to have coal coming in. Lots of coal coming in. And we still got excess work over. In fact, not enough over there to get the workers placed maxed. And then you can level up. In fact, I'm so much needing of more admin that we find the governor, wrote the governor another 2 times, and we're back to improving cities again. Needing all my administration points. And you need a well, and you're gonna do more humidifiers. And growth. Yeah, I think it's you enough to go to the next size. And this is, again, probably another place, because we're looking at a next size settlement, where we should put the Workers Guild. So we did it there because you're going to do the 2.4K. We did it there because you're going to do the 2.4K. We haven't taken it from there, but you're going to go to 2.4K as well. You're going to go to 2.4K, so at this point, you're not going there, we nick it from you. Although, yeah, we're just going to nick it from you. You're apparently picking enough workforce that you could operate it, but... I've got a pit confirm to actually take it away. And accept, and come over here and click, go, and click. And we want you to be level 3 for keeping you. And then we've got 61 workforce. And I'm not sure what I want you to work on. I'm not sure what I want this one to work on. It might be making money. Might be making workforce, might be making money. That might be what it's doing. Oh, and I've taken the workforce away from you, so... can I put the fishery back? Put the fishery back. And then if I decide where we're putting the thing back there, then we're going to be using the new points. That's fair. Okay, so you haven't grown. You're good, you got workforce. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to maybe grabbing that next workforce level, because I think we're looking 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I don't need it here. I don't need it there at all. I don't have enough need for it. Which is a good thing. It's a really good thing. And then you're a tiny city. And then you're pretty good. You got more workforce. You got enough that I could upgrade the mine if I needed the mine upgraded, or upgrade the bank. We need the bank upgraded. And again, this is the stacking power of improving the workers' guilds. In theory, we can get 10% per workers' guild times 4 workers' guilds for 40% more workforce. So here, before we did the upgrades in the workforce, we didn't have enough for the next clay pit. We have enough for the next clay pit if I need more clay. I don't right now, but we may in the future want more clay. Yeah, you're just gonna make money. You're making clay, you're making money. You're making wood, you're making fabric. Oh, and because of all the stuff we've done, we've got more workforce there, so we can upgrade you. Accept that, and then we can also come around and we can upgrade you back from 2 to 3. Not all the way back up to 4, but we'll do 4 when we hit 2.4. Because we'll have... how much more? 50 more base workforce. No, 65 more base workforce. And we're already at the point where we're getting 30% more from just the work guilds. So 30% more of 65. So 3 times 6 is 18. Yeah, that adds up. That adds up quick. So that's almost 80 more workforce for the next tier. Yeah, that's gonna be... That's enough for an entire another industry. So we could cap out the cotton farm here. Get more Scythian. The Empire. Of course, as you can see, we're blowing through the governor points because the big cities here just require massive amounts of governor points. And yeah, the army is on the march to the next target, all the way up to there. Look at the time. It's a time for a part break. Twitch chat saying that sounds like a Dragon Ball move in response to the Drakori Ray. Yeah, I can see how that could be sounding like a Dragon Ball Z move or a Dragon Ball move. It also probably doesn't take very much to sort of turn it into oh, now I can't remember the name of the fantasy setting. Game of Thrones. Dakori. And would fit in kind of with some of those names as well. But yeah, the Empire is productive and growing, and of course that just means we need to keep growing the city to support that. We're already going to be looking towards very rapidly, like, yeah, I need more government promotion, so I need to go to another 1,500 people in the city. What are they going to do in the city? I don't know yet. That's what we're going to find out in the future. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to hang around. Or if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around and take a short break here to get up, stretch the legs, sip some tea. and get the ads out of the way. So we'll be back in about 3 minutes. And then we'll record about another hour-long part as the Empire expands and we figure out what we're doing with our knowledge and innovation. I'm half tempted to build another library and push for Skilled Workforce 3. Because then we can really get a lot of workforce going. Because that'll bump it from 30 to 40% in all our territories. And then, yeah, probably then start doing... Well, we've got a whole bunch of services that we want influence for. Well, that coal coming in, bathhouses. With ore coming in, we can do metal production, tool production, without having to import any of that. So many options. So many options. I'm not even sure which options I'm going to start with the next one. Watching YouTube. Part up tomorrow. Watching on Twitch. Again, feel free to hang around. Let me do the outro. Until next time, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream. And bye for now.